Hi, this is Mato. Welcome to my online chess lecture. In this video I will show you a game between Magnus Carlsen and Sergei Karjakin. This is a game from World Chess Championship match, played in New York in 2016. Magnus Carlsen had white pieces and he started with e4. In game 1 he played d4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to b5 Spanish opening, knight to f6 Berlin defense. Carlsen castle kingside, knight takes on e4, white to move, rook to e1 was played. d4 is the most played move. Rook to e1 attacking the knight, knight to d6, knight takes on e5, bishop to e7, bishop to f1, the most played move. Knight takes on e5, rook takes on e5, Karjakin castle kingside, d4, bishop to f6, attacking the rook, white to move. This is a very interesting moment. Carlsen played rook to e2. In the post-game press conference, Anastasia Karlovich asked him if rook to e2 had been asleep. Magnus Carlsen said, "Yeah, it slipped out of my hand, so I moved it back to e1, the next move." Of course, Carlsen was serious. Just kidding. With this move, Carlsen is actually provoking b6, and this is what happened in the game. And now he played rook to e1. If something like c3, bishop to a6 attacking the rook, and if rook to e1 now, then bishop takes bishop, equalizing. So Carlsen played rook to e1, rook to e8, bishop to f4, rook takes rook, queen takes rook, queen to e7, knight to c3, bishop to b7, queen takes queen, bishop takes queen, a4 intending a5, a6, g3, if a5 now then b5, g3, g5, bishop takes on d6, bishop takes on d6, and black has a bishop here. But not for too long. Bishop to g2, bishop takes bishop, king takes bishop, black to move. Sergei Karjakin played f5, rook to e8. Looks very natural, doesn't it? Taking the control of the only open file. Karjakin played f5, knight to d5, king to f7, knight to e3, king to f6, knight to c4, attacking the bishop, bishop to f8, rook to e1, rook to d8, f4, g takes on f4, g takes on f4, b5, a takes on b5, a takes on b5, attacking the knight. With less pawns on the board, bishop may be a stronger piece than knight. Knight to e3, c6, king to f3, rook to a8, rook to g1, black to move. Karjakin goes wrong in this position with rook to a2. Better was bishop to h6, defending g5 square. The pawn on f5 is a weak pawn. Rook to a2, b3, and now black rook is not doing much on second rank. At this stage, white is standing somewhat better. c5 was played. Perhaps king to e6 was a better move. Now rook to g5, then d5. If rook takes on f5, then bishop to g7, fighting back. Of course, in this position, knight takes on f5 is not a good move because of rook takes on c2. Karjakin played c5, rook to g8, attacking the bishop, king to f7, rook to g2, rook to g5 doesn't work yet because of c takes on d4, attacking the defender of c2 pawn. The rook takes on f5, king to e8, knight to g4, rook takes on c2. Rook to g2, defending the pawn on c2. C takes on d4, knight takes on f5. d3, c takes on d3, rook to a1. White is a pawn up, and black is fighting uphill. Knight to d4, b4, rook to g5, rook to b1, rook to f5 check, king to e8, rook to b5, rook to f1 check, king to e4, rook to e1 check, king to f5, rook to d1, rook to e5 check, king to f7, rook to d5, rook takes pawn on d3, rook takes pawn on d7 check. Things look quite bad for Karjakin. King to e8, rook to d5. Perhaps king to e4 is not a bad move, and after rook to h3, rook to b7, and now if rook takes on h2, knight to f3, the position is quite unpleasant for black. Rook to d5, rook to h3, rook to e5 check, king to f7, rook to e2, bishop to g7, attacking the defender of b3 pawn. Knight to c6, setting a little trap. Rook to h5 check. Can you see the trap? What happens if rook takes on b3? If rook takes on b3, then knight to d8 check, king to g8, rook to e8 check, bishop to f8, knight to e6, and white is winning. Karjakin kept his cool. Rook to h5 check, king to g4, rook to c5, knight to d8 check, king to g6, knight to e6, forking the bishop and the rook. h5 check, king to f3, rook to c3 check, king to e4, bishop to f6. I'd like to mention that you need to be very skillful to survive against Carlsen in this position. Rook to e3, h4, h3. If rook takes on c3, then b takes on c3, king to d3, king to f5, knight to c7, h3, draw. So we have h3, rook to c1, knight to f8 check, king to f7, knight to d7, king to e6, knight to b6, rook to d1, f5 check, king to f7, knight to c4, rook to d4 check, king to f3, bishop to g5, attacking the rook, rook to e4, rook to d3 check, king to g4, rook to g3 check, king to h5, bishop to e7, knight to e5 check, king to f6, knight to g4 check, king to f7, rook to e6, rook takes on h3, knight to e5 check, king to g7, rook takes on e7. Wow, Carlsen is a piece up. Can black survive? King to f6, forking the rook and the knight. Knight to c6, perhaps rook to e8 would be more precise, and after king takes on f5, knight to c6. Knight to c6. King takes pawn on f5. White to move. Knight to a5. Carlsen missed. Checkmate in one. Rook to h7. Checkmate. Just kidding. Wrong color king. Knight to a5. Rook to h1. Rook to b7. Even stronger is rook to f7 check. And after king to e6, rook to f2. Rook to b7, rook to a1, rook to b5 check. If rook takes on b4, then h3, rook to h4, rook takes on a5, rook takes on h3, king to e4 check, draw. Rook to b5 check. Black to move. What would you do? Black has only one good move in this position. Karjakin played king to f4, the best move. If king goes to f6, king takes pawn on h4. So we have king to f4, and now if king takes on h4, this move has a downside, to put it mildly. The downside is this time the king is the right color. So we have rook takes pawn, check, king to g3, rook to g4 check. If rook takes on h4, rook takes on a5 check, king to h6, and black wins the game. Rook to g4 check, king to f2, knight to c4. If rook takes on h4, rook takes on a5. Knight to c4. Black to move. What would you do in this position if you had black pieces? The best move for black is, this is a miracle move, h3. Rook to h4, king to g3. This is more precise than king to g2 because of knight to e3 check. King to g3, rook to g4 check, king to f2, and draw. Agreed. Unbelievable. What a fighting draw. Karjakin should be congratulated on his fighting spirit. What do you think of this game? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now.